bill in Keystone
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Heavy rain. The Russia event. Just west of
back garages.
What the storm viewers shared and how it looked out.
Just record heat.
Events like this.
Where exactly
Says with global
number was certainly
be done in order to it sounded like the roof
Looking for another news airport. That's Cat.
For most of us, yeah. Through tonight. Weather advisory watch. I just add Street and Perkins. Almost 50. Next week.
which represents over and lack of benefits.
Waiting 2 days.
And limitations. On a house fire, we
Injuries reported.
hundred. There were and 54%. On the Keystone Pipeline.
We're told they've on the news at
Related laws. From any of Nebraska.
says the temporary local nonprofit health
For the past 20 years.
Because joy to people.
Economy.
that story projects happening in the
grand on the
that success goes to
to the new Pinnacle Angela Mueller. Livestock shows. The hospitality industry. Soon also has potential.
Possibly can.
Storm Alert Team.
Northeast. Travel not advised. Continuing. Southeast Community College. Still one of the warmer spots. To close to filled right back in. It's like just south of the potential for precipitation. Several days. Even 50-mile-per-hour. Jump ahead. digits, maybe below. Here's your 7-day. One of these days. In time for Christmas.
International news, we want to
the health of the U.S.
on 100.
Tonight.
Snowmen and Her name. With orders. Michaela. Would you say? Daughter, blood. Sales have come.
I love it.
He spends most of his time there with Rusty.
As we head towards the weekend. On Saturday, but we are going to see
News mobile app.
DQ chicken.